Ready to clock here on this Thursday morning. Top of the morning from the newsroom of Regional Radio and DeWittDailyNews.com. I'm Seth Lawrence with this expanded local newscast that streams to Facebook and YouTube. It's brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. The Prairie Flyers, a century of aviation in DeWitt County, and its organizers are hosting a drone competition this weekend. Drones are growing in popularity by the day, and a competitive drone competition takes place Sunday at the DeWitt County Museum. It will be an Illinois multi-rotor race at 1 p.m. Organizers hope those in attendance check out the professionally curated exhibit in the carriage barn of the museum. It features the stories of DeWitt County people with ties to aviation, as well as a large collection of artifacts. Visitors will learn about folks like Red Irwin, the owner of Hooterville Airport, the county's oldest airfield, whose reputation as a stunt pilot and oil company executive, military pilots like Ernest Thorpe, crop duster and hot air balloonist Jack Holland, and Navy pilot Henry Kleeman. The special exhibit has attracted visitors from across the country and recognition for a level of professional design by Dennis Hambucken, a New Hampshire graphic artist, author, and historian who volunteered his time and talent to the exhibit. An exhibit catalog of Prairie Flyers stories and a large selection of aviation themes is available. The final presentation of speakers related to the exhibit is at 6 p.m. on June 30th at the Warner Library with local pilot John Warner's presentation on the Hooterville Airport. Warner will share stories of Red Irwin's history as a daring stunt pilot and the fascinating history of the airfield. Reservations can be made by calling the library at 217-935-5174. The Prairie Flyers exhibit is open until July 3rd. Exhibit hours are 10 to 5, Tuesday through Saturday, and 1 to 5, Sunday. A Constellation Energy spokesperson says the company's nuclear power plants have not been bothered by the heat waves and are expected to provide enough electricity reliably all summer. The company was spun off from Exelon and now owns the former Exelon nuclear plants. Brett Nauman says ComEd buys most of Constellation's electricity in Illinois. The electricity does not have far to go, so the risk of transmission line trouble is minimized for those customers.
This bill provides an alternative.
Yeah, you might have issues if transmission lines fail, but we have because we have the nuclear units here in Illinois. Like I said, 11 reactors at 6 different stations. Because we have that power, we tend to not have as many reliability issues. So, I mean, it's the fact that it's base load and producing electricity 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, that we don't have those issues.
Some electric companies are warning they have to get electricity from out of state this year after coal-powered plants in Illinois close. The transmission lines that bring it from other places may reach their peak loads before customers get to peak demand. A registration for a popular ag event in Christian County is quickly approaching. The Dudley Smith Farm Field Day is coming up in July, but registration for the event is this Friday. Director of the University of Illinois Extension in Logan, Menard, and Sangamon counties, Terry Miller Casey, indicates you do not want to miss out on this opportunity.
Yeah, this is actually happening in a county just to the south of us in Christian County. And if you've never been to a Dudley Smith Farm Field Day, you're missing out. So definitely get on down there on Thursday, June 30th from 9:30 to 1 p.m. You're going to learn some of the latest research that affects farming and also a lot of grazing information if you've got livestock that graze. And hey, you're going to get a free lunch too. It's a no-cost program. So go learn some fantastic things, meet some great people, and get a free lunch.
It's a day full of education and information for farmers and those in the ag world. Miller Casey says there will be topics of interest for everyone in ag.
It's going to start off with a program called How Are Soil Health Benefits of Cover Crops Impacted by Grazing? So if you're doing cover crops and you have grazing, you may want to know, how is that going to affect my soil health? So that's a great topic to discuss. Another one is the Farm of the Future is here, and that's Dennis Bowman. He's an extension specialist in digital agriculture, and he's going to talk about those future, what used to seem so futuristic advancements they're on the farm now and they're happening. And he's going to kind of run down some of those latest advancements that are going to be making their ways to fields around central Illinois. And then it's going to be on to the next program of expanding regenerative grazing in Illinois. Great topic there. Regenerative grazing is obviously something that a lot of folks are seeing the benefits of and wanting to do and work more with. So you can learn more about it at the Dudley Smith Farm Field Day.
The field day is a wildly popular, and Miller Casey emphasizes you don't want to miss out on what she feels is also a good networking opportunity.
The last and final program is going to be managing beef cattle in an organic crop rotation without perennial pastures. Now that's a mouthful too, but there's a lot to learn. And that's going to be a local farmer who's going to talk about how he's managed his beef cattle with his organic crop rotation and how he's made it work. So it's going to be right from the farmer's mouth on some techniques there. So again, that is on June 30th, which is a Thursday. And if you want to attend and you want to get that free lunch to go along with all that amazing information you're going to learn, you're going to have to sign up by Friday, June 24th. And you can find that information on our website. When I worked in that unit, which it's in Christian County, I often got to interact with all you good folks doing live broadcasts from Dudley Smith, and we always appreciated that. But a wonderful crowd. It's always pretty full, and it's also not just do you learn a lot of great information and get research in real time, so to speak. You get to meet and network with others who are in ag and have maybe similar things they're trying or similar interests or similar farming operations. And so it's a great networking opportunity as well.
You can get more information about the Dudley Smith Farm Field Day by visiting dsi.aces.illinois.edu. An Illinois Dairy Advocacy Group is celebrating in the month of June. Not only is June Dairy Month, but it's also the 90th anniversary of the St. Louis District Dairy Council. Monica Nyman indicates the theme is how dairy has moved forward in its 9 decades and gives recognition to dairy farmers.
Yeah, this is actually
to recognize our dairy farmers. They give us such good support as being board members of the St. Louis Dairy Council, but they're such hard workers. It has been really hot this week, and just sort of a reminder, it doesn't matter what the weather looks like outside, whether it's 100 or -30, those dairy farmers still have to go out, do all of their farm chores. Take care of the cows, milk them, feed them, water them. It's a constant job. And so they're constantly producing that fresh milk for us. It's an opportunity for us really just to give an extra shout out to them for all their hard work. We love dairy products. The milk they're producing is turned into so many different types of foods. And it also just is a reminder for listeners to get in your 3 servings of dairy, which is recommended by the dietary guideline.
According to Nyman, nearly 100 years ago, the promotion of dairy consisted of posters for marketing and demonstrations with a milk cow. With the advancements in technology, that promotion has been made easier.
Starting back in 1932, our biggest theme was called Put the Milk Pitcher Back on the Table. Okay, so that was the very first dairy promotion that the St. Louis District Dairy Council came up with. And I think that's really interesting because in today's world, our family dynamics have changed quite a bit, but we are still trying to get people to eat dinner together. There's so many benefits, especially to kids, by eating family meals together. And so, there aren't milk pitchers that people are using anymore, but you can certainly fill that glass of milk and put it on your dining room table and serve that up with your dinner. Other things that have changed, way back in the 1930s, they did a lot of signage on like public transportation. They brought a lot of milk cows out to do demonstrations of how actually, you get milk out of a cow. And especially in today's world, people sometimes don't even really know how that happens. So they did a lot of more hands-on types of things. And so in today's world, we are able to connect with consumers, schools, health professionals in that virtual platform. So, we have our traditional and our social media. We have our in-person visits, our in-person media, radio interviews. But we're also able to use technology to our advantage to share our messages and sort of spread the word about dairy.
According to Nyman, the evolution of dairy has included the introduction of new products to the dairy case. This is largely driven by consumer demand, but there's also a component of dairy products that provide an abundance of nutrients.
So I'll start with just sort of why there are so many new innovative products coming to the dairy case. And really, it's what consumers are looking for. So working in the nutrition field, I just started my almost 19th year being a registered dietitian, and consumers really drive trends when it comes to new types of products. So in the nutrition world today, protein is a really big buzzword.
Mhm.
We know that it keeps you fuller for longer. It has a lot of health benefits. It helps repair muscles after exercising. And so in the dairy case, we now have Greek yogurt, which isn't really a new product, but in the last few decades, it is a new
Mhm,
product. And
mhm.
so basically how that's made is they take regular yogurt and they strain it. And so they just get a little bit more of that liquid off of there,
Mhm.
and that concentrates it. So it's thicker. It has a really creamy, thick texture to it, but it also has a lot of concentrated protein. So it's going to give you about 2 times the amount of protein.
According to Nyman, ultra-filtered milk is becoming very popular in the dairy case as well. It offers a significant amount of protein. She also points out dairy offers healthy bacteria, which is good for gut health. Nyman predicts the evolution in the dairy case will continue to expand as people's dietary needs and health goals change. The morning show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton.